Okay, aloha everyone and happy new year. We'll just let one more person in here as we begin. This is the Heart to Spirit Connections for January 2024. And I'm so happy to see everybody here. It's a wonderful new year. I was just speaking with Aldine Mahinaku earlier, and we were saying, wow, what a long year it's been already. Welcome. I feel like it's been really active. I'm already looking down to June, but that's just me. I'm a big planner, and my journey is to stay in the actuality of now, as Master Guide Kirael says, and still keep an eye on the future. Because I'm a purple goddess and we like the vision, right? So we're always kind of planning out and looking for what's up ahead. More about that in a minute, but this webinar that you're tuned into now, either here or on the recording, this is we're at a special time that's convenient for our friends in the also for our friends in the Australian and Asian time zones, because we're going to be doing a First Steps of Signature Cell Healing online workshop coming up in February, and it'll be in this same time slot. So it'll be next day for Australia and Japan and Taiwan. And I hope that makes it convenient for you folks in those time zones, as well as for our US people, because it's not that late. It's 1 o'clock Hawaii, so it could still work for our US and Canada folks. So this monthly webinar it focuses on expanding our heart's connection with spiritual guidance and elevating our awareness of love using the tools of Lemurian conscious creation, including signature cell healing, 10 principles of consciously creating, Lemurian numerology, all from my mentors, Kahu Fred Sterling and Master Guide Kirael. So before we get into our topic, which is 2024, a year of evolution, I can feel that already. I felt the shift from the 31st of December into the 1st of January. I feel that shift from the 7 into the 8, and it feels really wonderful. So let's all center and just get comfortable wherever you are. And we're going to do a little bit of breathing. So just feel yourself sitting very comfortably wherever you are in the chair, and just take 5 deep breaths. And those are the prana breaths, the way Kahu Fred has developed the breathing to bring the golden particles through the crown chakra at the top of your head. And it goes through the pineal gland, where it enlightens the blueprint in the signature cell that we come in with for our lifetime on Earth. And then you continue drawing it into your heart space, your heart chakra, lock the breath, and weave all 4 bodies together: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. And then exhale. And just take 5 deep breaths like that as I call upon the Creator's light, the Christ light, the Goddess Weave of Love, our Master Guide Kirael, and Master Kahu Fred Sterling, Master Elion, and all the beautiful guardian lights, goddess lights, guides, angels, and the higher selves of everyone here on the call, on the webinar today, and also those coming in on the replay, to please bless this gathering as we center in our hearts for this wonderful 8-year 2024. We feel the energies of love and balance in our hearts. And we know that when we breathe and continue the practices of signature cell healing and the Lemurian wisdom, that we can stay centered and balanced in love throughout this year. Whatever may come, we know it's about how we perceive it and how we reflect upon it and what we choose to create in our lives. So we choose to create from our hearts in love. And we offer this prayer now in humble love and gratitude. And so it is in love. Amen. Okay, so that's just kind of a centering to get us into this 1 month of January. So in the Lemurian Numerology, which you can find in all the books from Kahu Fred Sterling and Master Guide Kirael, including this one, the Signature Cell Healing ebook, as well as the one you see up there, the Lemurian, let me make sure that you can see that up there, the Kirael Lemurian Legacy for the Great Shift. The numerology is in each of those books, and it's also on my website in a simplified form. And this is something that is an essential for guiding yourself through whatever is coming in your life to get your own guidance. So Heart to Spirit Connections is about us creating connections to our own guidance from our hearts and using the tools of Lemurian wisdom. And one of those is that Lemurian numerology. So we're in the 1 month, which is the month of creation. So it's a creative force that we have now. And can you feel that? I mean, I can totally feel that. And what I'm hoping is that at the beginning of the year, like on January 1st, that you have established somehow your masterminds for this coming year. So this is what I do, and you can modify this any way you like, but every year at the beginning of the year, actually before the year begins, I create a list, and it goes 2 pages, folks, in 11 font of my masterminds for the coming year. And it's just affirmations and positive statements of what I am looking for in the coming year. For example, I would like to manifest a new car. So I put in there exactly the car that I'm looking for, and about really favorable financing and everything. And I describe it the way, the type that I want, and I put it in a positive mode, like I have this new car, and it is a reasonable price and good financing, and it's simple. It's the journey is very easy to get to it. And you can do that with anything. You can do it with your relationships. So, my relationships are balanced and in love and joyful, and whatever you feel you want to create. If you want to have a better place to live, I find a new place, or I have a new place to live in that is comfortable and it's spacious and lovely. Whatever you feel. And you don't have to do 2 pages like me. I'm just kind of an overachiever, right? But begin to create this list of what you want to see. If you want to run it by me, you can email it to me and I can give you suggestions. Or you don't have to. You can dedicate it between you and your guidance, your higher self, your angels, your guides. And that's part of your heart to spirit connection for this year. Create your mastermind list. And then at the end of the year, on December 31st, and I do it as close to midnight as I can, I take it outside and I have a little burning bowl. And I put the one from the past year in the burning bowl, and I light it on fire and I burn it. And it's like a little ceremony. And, I put my scarf on and, burn it. And then I dedicate by reading all of my new mastermind statements. So then I have my new one, which I will burn at the end of this year. So, that's just a suggestion of how you can get going in this month of creation. We all are attuned now to that creative force. There's all kinds of things that people want to do in January. Everybody, you hear, ways to lose weight, how to get in better shape, exercise, dry January, all kinds of health things that people are talking about doing. Put that in your masterminds and see if you can carry it through past January into the rest of the year. And then take some time at June or July and look at those masterminds and, you know, tick off or cross off the ones that you've already gotten, you know, as possible. And maybe even add in new ones that you need. It doesn't have to be just this, you know, for the whole year. You can modify as you go. So that's one suggestion. And here we are in the year of 2024. And thank you for the Happy New Year. Thank you, Sandra. Also, how are you folks feeling this new year? What's the feeling you have so far? I'm feeling, you know, a lot of energy coming through. Like I said, from the 7-year 2023, there was a lot of changes that happened for me in my life and everything that was going on. And now I feel like that number 8 energy. And if you've read the channeling from Master Guide Kirael for this month, I put that the link is still on the home page to where Master Guide Kirael is talking about the energy of the 8. And there's a lot of great information about an 8-year in that channeling. And what we're calling the 2024 is a year of evolution. And evolution to me means elevating my light into the next levels of love. So, you know, however you feel you look at evolution, that's perfect. I'm feeling that if we're centered in the center of that 8, so imagine an 8 standing up this way, we can send our light up around the top loop and gather the spiritual energies and the guidance and bring it down into our heart and then send it into the lower loop, which is our life on earth, and create that balance. And if you keep that flow going, you'll have the guidance that will help you weave in that guidance into your daily life if you're conscious of that 8. And also, one other thing in the channeling was Master Guide Kirael talking about the standing in the center of the 8, standing in balance. But imagine that you put that 8 down flat and you're standing in the center and you have a loop going out in front of you and one going behind you. Now, what Master Kirael is saying in there is when you send it out, when you send anything out, a thought, or you say something to someone, you just have a thought about something. The way you send it out is the way it's going to come back to you. So if you send it out in love, you're going to feel the love return to you. And if you send it out with fear attached to it, or a little bit less than love, that's how it's going to come back to you. And I personally have experienced this myself, not in this year yet. I mean, I'm working on having everything go out in love and come back in love. But previously, when I was in an 8-year, I had that happen to me. And that's why it's really tangible to me. And I'm very careful about where my thoughts are in this 8-year. So let me go a little bit to the chat. And Tatiana is saying, can we make a mastermind for ourselves? Is that what you mean, Tatiana? Make a go ahead and unmute, or can you hear us now?
On the phone. I can hear you on the phone.
Okay, wait now. I have
sorry. I just
okay. So anyway, you can hear me, right? Okay, good. Okay, so then I'll unmute you on the phone one. Okay, so go ahead. Can you explain what you were saying in the chat? Oh, maybe you have to do that on your phone because we can't hear you. Oh, okay. Anyway, maybe you can put that in the chat, Tatiana. Well, and we'll get back to you because I can't hear you. You have to unmute yourself somehow, and I'm not sure which one. So you could just go ahead.
Okay. Can you
Oh,
hear me now?
yes, perfect.
Can we do the mastermind for our kids or about our kids? Like I want to, I hope my daughter or my daughter's going to get a job or my daughter, blah, 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 something.
How about you let your daughter create that
Do it.
mastermind?
Okay.
Yeah, or you do it with her. That would be a
Okay.
neat, fun mastermind to do together with someone, because it's a little tricky to mastermind for somebody else. And ideally, best is to mastermind for ourselves. That's the most effective. And then for the other people, pray for them. Send them light, just light up their journey, and believe that they're on the path of love, and it's going to work out for them in the best way.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Then Mahinaku, you are remaining in the creator, in the center of the 8, drawing from the circle above for guidance and drawing from the bottom 8 to remain grounded. Very good. So that's a really good point, Mahinaku, because when we're in that spiritual energy, it's really important to remember that we have a life on earth. I mean, sometimes I feel like I don't want to come back, it feels so good in that spiritual energy, especially in meditations, that it's really important to remember we're human still, right? If we still got a body, we're human, and we have our third dimensional lives, we have our relationships, we have the work that we do, whatever we're doing on earth. We need to go out and get food, things like that, and pay our bills, all those human things. So it really is important to find the balance between the top loop and the bottom loop and stay in the center. So thank you for that reminder, Mahinaku. That's beautiful. And that really is the challenge for this year, because like Master Kirael said in that channeling, that the Lemurians knew that they could blend those two realities together. So remember, the Lemurians, and you can read about this in the book Kirael Lemurian Legacy for the Great Shift, because we are experiencing a great shift just like the Lemurians did. They had several great shifts in consciousness. So they would know and could guide us into how we can more smoothly go through our great shift and weave the higher energies together with what we're experiencing on Earth. So just draw it in and weave it and balance it, and stay in the middle world, because right now in that middle world, that's where the balance is, the center of the 8. Isn't that great? I mean, we have a super opportunity this year to do that. So Tatiana also says, that was another one about your mastermind, right? Any other comments about your experience so far in the new year? How's it been going? Go ahead, Wendy.
Well, it's been really nice. Looking forward to this session, Karinna. And a nice way to start our new year and see everyone. And from Martina, I recognize everyone, and Gloria, I know from another Zoom too, health one. So it's wonderful to see Leanne and see everyone. But I wanted to ask you, Karinna, you know how all usual you pull a card for the session, but may I ask you a question about that? Do you ever pull a card for like the whole year, or it's just a card for that moment or that session, or do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I know what you're saying. It really depends, right? It really depends, because I do it every day. I do it for the day when I begin the day. So I have that. And what Wendy's talking about are the Lemurian prophecy cards. And this is another great heart to spirit connection, folks. If you're not doing this, there's no reason you can't do this. I mean, this is so simple. So let's look. Thank you for that reminder. Okay, so I've got I keep them in this box. So if you're gonna do it, get a dedicated deck of cards and make a nice little box with I got scarf in there and a little kyanite there. See, you got that. And close it. Okay, so it's a regular card deck. All right, so we're going to use the Lemurian numerology. And shall we pick one for this year, Wendy? Let's do that, since that was a good idea. So this is the first Heart to Spirit Connections for 2024. So let's pick a card to guide us for this coming year. And we're going to use the Lemurian numerology. So we shuffle the deck 5 times. Using the Lemurian numerology, because 5 is the number for love. So we put love in the cards, and then let's everybody send your energy into the cards to me here in Kailua. We'll hold it a little longer for our friends down under. Thank you. Okay, and then we'll cut the cards, and then pick the top one. Okay. We got the Ace of Hearts. This is so cool. Okay, so now we follow the Lemurian numerology. But when we come to the Ace, the King, the Queen, and the Jack, or the Joker, there's an additional meaning to the cards. Okay, and remember the suits, there are 4 suits. The diamonds are the physical, the hearts are the emotional body, the clubs are the mental body, and the spades are the spiritual body. So we've got the Ace of Hearts. So I'm going to put that over here. I think you can still see it. You still see it. Anyway, yes. So this is your higher self when the Ace comes up. So what a beautiful card, Wendy. Thank you for this entire year, for us to be in spiritual connection with our higher selves and use that energy of the 8 to weave with our higher selves, because our higher self is simply the part of us that is not incarnate. That's the part, that's a part that we connect into to receive guidance about our journey in this lifetime. And that's where you're going to get the truth, and nothing but the truth from your higher self. And when we listen from our hearts in love, especially in meditation, you'll feel the truth. But if you're in fear, you're not gonna, it's gonna be clouded, or it's gonna be veiled, or you're not gonna get the full truth of love. So try to use your meditations, and also the number 8 in the 10 principles of consciously creating is the number for meditation. That's the 8th principle. So this is the year to really focus in on elevating your meditation practice. And like Master Kirael said, if you're doing 2, then do 3. If you're doing 3, then do 4. It's just just enhance what you're doing somehow. Make them longer, make them more, and you can also, together with your meditations, when you come out of meditation or even before, pull a Lemurian prophecy card to guide your meditation. And then afterwards, do an automatic writing, which will help you to receive the guidance. So there's another heart to spirit connection. Automatic writing doesn't have to be like a long novel journey. It can just be a couple of words. It could be one word. It could be a drawing, an image that you get. Maybe it's just a sentence. But if you do that every time, that's the thing about meditation. When you do it at a regular time, your guidance knows you're gonna be there. You're gonna show up, and they'll show up too. So try and make your meditations at a regular time, like get up a little early and have your meditation time, or do it before you go to bed and do it before you go to bed. So there should be several. And then maybe after lunch or whatever's convenient for you, but do it regularly at that time. And that will help you to set a pattern for yourself. So that's just a thought. And the Lemurian numerology is just awesome with these cards. So, if you need more help with it, just let me know. Just try it. Maybe I'm sure more questions will come up for you as you're doing it. But this one is a great one, Wendy, for guidance for this year. I just love it. And with that number 8 principle, the meditation, you can weave now this energy of guidance into your life. So that meditation, that 8, is perfect, that it's the 8th principle, because you're in the center of the 8, in the energy of the 8. Okay, so now one other factor about the 8, does that bring up any questions? If so, just go ahead and raise your hand, and I'll take a breath. But how you get through this 8 year, the way you navigate and in this energy of balance sets you up for the 9 year. And that's the year that everybody's talking about, 2025, because it's a 9 year, and that's completions and new beginnings. So as we enter the 9 year in 2025, we can come into the 2025 in a balanced space, because we're staying in that balance during this year, 2024. So that's also something, no pressure, just something to keep in mind, that we want to enhance our practices of self-healing, doing the 5 breath self-healing meditation, discovering the self-healing techniques in the First Steps to Signature Self-Healing online workshop, so that you have all the tools to get you through this 8 year. Okay, so I'm looking at Sandra's comment. You're feeling pressure to improve. No, we don't want you to feel pressure. No, Sandra. Oh, are you there? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's one thing we don't want, because that's fear, right? If you're feeling pressure, then you're in fear. So just relax and keep breathing. And the important thing to know is, I think I missed something. Somebody said something about staying centered in the infinity or something like that. Stay centered in the center of the 8, and that's your actuality of now. That's staying in the center, and where you are right now, everybody, it's just perfect. Otherwise, we're going to go into a whole lot of self-judgment. I mean, that's my big deal. Is, I should be doing this and I'm not, or I should, I better do this, or I forgot that. Just relax and look at where you are in the moment and realize that's perfect. And then if you want to move forward, take a step. Just step forward toward whatever you want to do. If you're in regret, then you're not in the actuality of now, because you're looking back behind you, right? You're using the past to inform your present right now. But if we can stay present in the moment and look forward, be in that actuality of now and say, okay, this is perfect because that's where I am, and just move towards your masterminds as you can. Does that help, Sandra? We don't want you. Today is the first day to register. I got that going yesterday just so I could open that registration today. I got all the pages. So people are registering. If you're a graduate from the previous First Steps, you can come in for half price, and I have a coupon code for you to use. So text me or email me and I'll send you the coupon code. yeah, and you can help me test out the reg pages, the registration pages. I'm pretty sure they're working. So, but you know, for me, it's always a journey with the websites. So, whereby I'm taking steps forward, but feeling as though I'm physically not ready. But yes, thank you, Karinna. Yeah, you know, I mean, we can encounter physical challenges, and that's been my journey this past year or the year before. You know, finding out about the osteoporosis and the arthritis and all of that. And frankly, I'm feeling a whole lot better than earlier last year. I just keep doing whatever I'm guided to do. You know, of course, that involves signature cell healing and the 5-breath self-healing meditation. Anything that, you know, I feel is going to help me to heal. And healing means I'm releasing any past life in energies that I need to. And you don't have to be conscious of it. You know, it could be that, you know, people are saying, oh, you know, I gotta get rid of this karma, or I gotta release that. The best way to do that is to focus in the actuality of now, love yourself for who you are this very moment, and just step forward with the guidance. Use all the tools to guide you forward in love. And, you know, just try to leave the fear. I'm trying to leave the fear behind me, Sandra. Just put it back there and just move forward. Yeah. Any comments on that? Wendy, I know you'd have some wisdom to share on that journey of moving forward. I know you're so good on that, keeping in balance. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, Karinna, speaking about that, you know, when we'll be talking or you'll mention something, you'll say, that's a reflection. How does that's a reflection of us, right? So is everything that comes to us is a reflection of us?
Well, that's interesting, because the things that especially the things that, let's say, they irritate me, or something bothers me, then I really feel I need to look at, you know, what is it in that? Is there something in me that was attracted to that particular thing? Because if you're talking about a person or an event or something like that, another person could react in a completely different way, right? So it's my perspective and my energy on that event, that person, or what that person said, or what happened to me. You know, like I've heard you also say, Wendy, I can choose how to respond to anything, right? And so if something irritates me, I can choose to move on and not grab onto it and keep it and, you know, ruminate on it. Or I can actually move forward beyond it. I don't know, does that help? I think, because even on the positive side, Wendy, I see a lot of beauty around me. I mean, and that's a reflection that I love. So let's talk about reflections that we love too, right? You know, because I see, you know, I have, you know, I love my husband, I love my family. You know, I know they're on their own journeys, that they have their own lessons to learn. I don't have to give them all the answers. I don't have their answers. I can just love them and send them love and light and pray for them. So, you know, living in a beautiful place, you know, I'm grateful for the house I live in, and, you know, all of these things. Those are really beautiful reflections. And I think we can choose to see those things and focus on those things. And I believe that they will multiply. and we'll create more and more beauty around us when we recognize it. How do you feel about that, Wendy?
Well, I was also thinking in the beginning, you said, I kind of paraphrase, it's not exactly what you said, but in other words, the way we send out our words and our actions, it will return in kind.
Yes.
So you didn't word it exactly like that. I was just thinking about that along with, I mean, choices in a new year. It just seems to me more and more the more I listen to you and everything that we discuss here, it's always our choice to be in the light and to go to the light or to not, no matter what.
And you know what? I don't want to make that sound good or bad, right, Wendy? Like if I'm like the example that I had was when I used to coordinate Kahu's workshops, I mean, those were really huge events. I mean, there was like in some cases, hundreds of people doing a workshop or an event, coming to an event, and I was responsible for those things, and when they didn't go completely the way I thought they should go, I felt I was really in judgment about myself, like that was my fault, or and I happened to be in that situation where I just felt so awful that something had gone wrong, that the energy came back to me and it just amplified, where it felt like everything was going wrong. It wasn't really, but that's how I felt about it. So that's what I mean by when you send something out, a thought out in fear, it can amplify, let's put it that way. It can amplify in the energy. So if you have that feeling of self-judgment or that feeling of fear, you could just as well choose to turn it around and say, hey, I did the best that I could. And next time we'll do it this way. Or I think this went well, so let's focus on that. And now I have a little bit of the benefit of hindsight in those days. But I know, all of those things wouldn't have happened without my participation. So I can be really grateful for every workshop, everything that we did. Right. So yeah, I think that's okay. So Sandra's taking the steps forward. I know you are, Sandra. You're getting better all the time. And yeah, I think it's just about all of us going beyond comparing myself or yourself to anybody else, because you got your own journey. Everybody's got their own journey. We don't have the same families. We don't have the same relationships. We don't come from the same background, but this is in our blueprint. We put it in the blueprint. So imagine that, you're just thinking, oh, Karinna, you can't imagine what's in my blueprint because it's so hard. And someone said that to me the other day. They said, why the heck would I put this kind of family in my blueprint and have this kind of life experience? And I just, I felt, the simple answer is because you can. Is because we can. And we put those experiences in the blueprint because we want to heal and we want to complete and move on, so we don't have to come back and do a human journey again. Wouldn't that be a great idea if we could really complete our human journey in this lifetime? And most of us, especially those of you on this webinar right now, we're not coming back, ladies. We're gonna understand our goddess light, which is love, our love. We came here for this great shift in consciousness, and we came here to feel the love and assist Mother Earth in this shift of dimensions. So it's such an honor to be here with all of you in this energy, because this is a very, very special time on Earth. And be careful where you focus your attention in the coming year. Focus into your heart and focus in love. And if that means, like me, you have to turn off the television or the radio more often, do it. You know, you can be as informed as you want to be. It's all about how you choose to look at it and to understand it. So we understand that as goddesses, we're here to be in love, and we're here to help facilitate this great shift in consciousness. Isn't that a great experience? I mean, I'm so humbled and so grateful. And as we're coming to the end of our time, but I did want us to do a meditation before we go. So everybody get comfortable now again, and we're gonna do a brief meditation. And so just sit comfortably wherever you are and just begin to feel the energies of love. And take those deep prana breaths that bring in the golden particles, that's your connection to your spiritual light. And then they come through the pineal gland in your head that brings it into the physical and into the mental weave as it comes through your head, and then down into your heart where we bring in the emotional body. Lock the breath there and weave all four bodies together: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. And then exhale. And keep breathing now. And just feel the energy of love surrounding you. Feel your heart. Bring your awareness now down into your heart chakra. And just feel yourself centered in love. Let everything go from things that you're not clear on right now, energies from your day-to-day life, and just come into your heart and just feel the balance, feel the love, and just know that you can come into this space at any time. And now, as you feel that centeredness, imagine that number 8 and your heart being the center of it. And now just send a light from your heart up, out, and around above your head. And just feel the connection right at the top of that 8 to your spiritual self. Keep breathing. And feel the connection into the light of creation, the light of all that is, the creator force of all that is. And just keep breathing and feel a line of light coming in to the top of that 8. And just feel the love. And now draw that energy around the loop of the 8 and bring it into your heart. And now feel your heart's connection into the creator force of all love and light. And just know that there is no separation between your heart and that energy of creator force, that we are all one light of creation. We all have our individual journeys, but within us is that spark of creator light that never goes out, that never goes away. We're always connected into the creator force of all love and light. So just breathe and feel that beautiful love, the love that goes beyond all opposites, the love that is in your heart. And now send it into the lower loop, into your life as you know it now. Your journey on earth as a incarnate goddess light. Send it into your relationships, into your journey every day, your day-to-day life. whatever you experience on earth, just send this love into that light, the journey that you've created to do in this lifetime, and just light it up with your love, which is the creator force of all love and light. Just lighting up and loving and healing that journey. Now bring the love back into your heart again in the center of the 8. And just feel yourself centered in love. Know that everything in your world is just perfect in the actuality of now. You're in that creator force for this month of January, and you're in the center, balanced in the center of the 8 for this year of 2024. And just breathe and remember this balance. And remember, you can come back here anytime that you like to feel the balance between your spiritual self and your physical self, and weaving in the emotional body and the mental body to have the 4-body balance: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. So breathe and start to feel yourself back in your chair, remembering this feeling and knowing that you can come back here anytime to bring in more love awareness into your heart light and into your physical world. So come back slowly now and just feel the light still surrounding you. Ah, how about that? I'll give you a minute to come back. That's a meditation you can do anytime. Yes, and thank you, Aldine. It's going to be an amazing month. The replay to this webinar is going to be on my YouTube channel, or you can also find it on my website. And we're going to have another free webinar on the 27th of January at the same time, 1 o'clock, and that's the Heal Yourself with Signature Cell Healing. So that webinar is dedicated to understanding the tools of signature cell healing and healing the self and aging the soul. Remember that first steps online workshop registration is open now you can get there from my website, KarinnaNielsen.com, or you can just go to the signaturecellhealing.com website to register. I also want to remind you that we're going to have our global healing meditation for Mother Earth again, and I really appreciate everybody's participation in that. We do it at 9 p.m. our own local time, wherever you are, and it'll be Sunday, January 21st. And I'll put an announcement on my website about that. But thank you for your participation in that and healing ourselves and Mother Earth. You can join me next month on the first Saturday for another Heart to Spirit Connections. Do we have any final comments before we sign off for this month, sorry? I appreciate all of your presence. You can email me at KarinnaNielsen.com, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. Thank you, Susan. Susan says that she's enjoyed what we've been talking about, and we're starting fresh from this moment. And the love in this webinar is a reflection of the love and beauty and support available to us. I'm so glad, Susan. That's awesome. And there's so much love all around us. I think it's just about taking a moment to breathe and focus back in on that whenever we need to, right? Okay, so thank you very much. I'm gonna halt the recording, but aloha and thank you. I hope to see you again very soon.